Hello, everyone, and today we'll be talking about a highly debatable topic because at times when I post adverts on WhatsApp, I get people come to my DM. Rabiu, now just they overprice this thing, you guys are overpricing these properties. These properties are not really worth these amounts, and so on and so forth like that. So, in this episode, you actually be looking at it that what are the things that determine the property price? What are the things that determine real estate prices, particularly in Lagos? What are the factors that determines how developers, how investors value and put a price tag on the property? In case you are coming across a video like this for the first time, this is Meet the Property channel, and this will discuss everything real estate for first-time investors, avid investors, people who are starting to invest, people that have even been investing years even before I was born. We share tips, guides, and advice here about land documents, land titles, real estate developers, real estate companies, the clauses to look out for, the land documents, the land titles to look out for, and really how you can understand what you are really buying so that you don't have over expectation. So after watching this particular video, if this is your first video, I also suggest you go to our different playlist on land documents, playlist on real estate masterclass, playlist on interview session, trivia session, Q&A session. We have so much topics that we have done that you are really going to learn a lot from it, and you are really going to be glad that you come across this channel. All right, so let's go into the topic and see the factors and what really determines property prices and real estate prices in Lagos. So before we go on talking about these, the prices, and then we start the debates, if you have not subscribed yet to our videos, this is us again humbly appealing for you to subscribe to our videos, subscribe to our channel. We try to do as much as we can here to share a lot of guides, share a lot for you to learn from, to know what's really going on, what's really trending in the market and the industry here, and all of the way that you can also appreciate the amount of work and the amount of research we put into these videos is for you to subscribe to our videos. So either you are watching us on your smart TV, on your iPad, on your iPhone, on your Android phone, or anywhere, any device that you are watching us from, we really want you to subscribe. We really want you to also share our videos in as much platforms, as much groups that you are, just to get more people to also watch these our videos and learn from the things that you have been learning from. All right, so let's talk about real estate prices and the debate about is property prices in Lagos overpriced? What was really the actual price? What was the actual value? And how do developers, how do investors really put a price tag on their properties and their real estate assets? All right, now the first thing here is what we call purchasing value. Purchasing value or purchasing monetary value. In like 2-3 of my videos, I've mentioned this, talking about the numerical value and purchasing value of money, and this is the first thing that avid investors look at when they are determining a property price. You want to look at the purchasing value of money as at that period of time. And what do you mean by purchasing value of money is what a money can actually buy in the market. Now, every money in the world, every currency in the world has a numerical value: 1 million naira, 2 million naira, 10 million naira, 50 million naira, 100 million naira. Those are the numerical value. Then every currency in the world and every money in the world also has the purchasing value, which is what this money can actually buy. Now, if for any reason there is a high inflation in the economy, it simply means that money or raw cash is losing value. And at this period of time, a lot of investors, a lot of developers will want to review their real estate assets, want to review the property prices to match up the new purchasing value of what they have invested there. So I bought a property for 10 million naira, I put 10 million naira there. Now, inflation rose to maybe 20%, 15%, 23%. Definitely would want to look at what my 10 million naira is now worth in the current inflated markets or in the current inflated economy for me to now valuate my property. So the purchasing value is a very, very key criteria, and that's why 3 years ago it's possible for you to see a land in Ekpe facing road at 750k or 900k around Ilara. Chrisland phase 1, phase 2 started around like 900 or 1 million naira or 950, basically around Ilara. Now currently around this same Ilara now, a facing road land there is like around 4 million or 3.5 million. And if you look at the purchasing value of maybe 1 million or 950,000 naira 3 years ago compared to now, you are going to see that for anyone that bought at 900,000 or 950,000, they have to put that price times 2 or times 3 for that their 900,000 or 950,000 that they have invested there to still cash up, to the value of that property to cash up. So the purchasing value is a key criteria. So if you really want to attack developers, if you really want to attack investors about the property prices and the prices they are putting on their assets or on their properties, then you really want to look at how much they bought, and you want to look at the purchasing value of what they have invested there based on then and now. Because as long as inflation is going up, developers will increase property prices. Developers will review property prices, and even private investors will do the same too, because nobody wants to put in a particular amount in a place and then sell their assets, and whatever that they are collecting is not worth even what they have invested there. So it's easy for you to say that, oh, and this receipts, it's 9 million you bought this property now, sell it for 12 million now. 12 million is still a good bargain. At least you are making 3 million naira profit. No, I'm not looking at my 3 million naira profit. I'm looking at the 9 million when I bought that property and the purchasing value of that 9 million today. So if I'm putting that property at 18 million, it's not exaggerated, because I'm looking at 18 million matched up to the purchasing value of my 9 million as at when I bought that property. Now, the second criteria when it comes to what really determines property prices, particularly here in Lagos, is income class. Who are the income class? Who are our target audience that you are selling this property for? And that's why it's very easy for a property in Lekki to be like maybe 40 million at some point. Before you blink twice, the property is now 65 million. That's why it's also easy for a property in Lekki to be maybe a 60 million or 65 million, and before you blink twice, that property is 100 million. It's because of the income class and the target audience that property is being built for. The higher the income class that is attracted to a property, the higher the appreciation rate of that property. And that's why I've always advised it that if you are investing, you always want to look at the income class in that place and the income class that is migrating to that place. It's very, very key. It's very, very key. These are one of the things that determine whatever that you are going to valuate that property in the future. There is a Megamond property in Surulere, and at some point in September, a two-bed apartment in that project was 45 million. And December 1st, the two-bed went to 60 million. Went straight up to 60 million. And despite the fact that you'll be looking at it that the property is in Surulere now, Surulere is not Lekki phase 1, it's already clear that project, they are not building it for the average class people of Surulere. They are targeting the high taste people that want a serviced smart apartment on the mainland and want to experience the same high class living in Lekki in Surulere. That's the people that are targeting, and that's why the value of that property can rise that fast. So the income class attracted to a particular place, the income class that a particular project is being built for, will also determine the property prices too. If I'm going to sell the property, a price of the property, maybe in a place in Mero or in a place in Alagbado, how I'm going to set the price will be different from if I have that same property, that same house, or that same land, and I have it in Songutedo. That price will also be different if I have that same property, if I have it in a place like maybe Ogijo, or I have that property in a place like Songo. Now, all these places, the property can be the same size, the building can be the same room, but the income class that is attracted to each of these places will determine the price. So if you want to buy a property, you want to buy a 2-bed and they tell you 60 million, it's not exaggerated, it's simple. If you have 40 million, then go to a location of 40 million. But you don't want to go to a location of 40 million because you yourself know what you can enjoy by having that property in maybe Ologolo, or having that property in Chevron, or having that property in Orchid. So you also have to pay the Orchid price, or pay the Chevron price too. If you don't want to, then go and buy it in Songo now, or go and buy it in Mero, or go and buy it in Alagbado. You get? So if you want that exclusivity that a particular location offers, then you are also going to pay that price too. It's just as simple as that. Because the developers and the investors that owns this property in these locations are also aware of how exclusive that location is and the kind of people attracted to that location. Now, a very good example of that, of something like this, is the Macarios in Bogije. Opposite Macarios, you will see land of maybe 15 million naira for a plot, or 10 million naira for a plot, or 12 million naira for a plot. If you go inside Bogije or you go inside Shakmati, you see. And you see house of like maybe 30 million or 35 million or 50 million naira. But in Macarios that are doing 4-bed of like 120 million, is it even 120 or 200 million rather? They are doing 4-bed of like 200 million. They are even doing, I think maybe a 5-bed or a villa of like 300 million. And they are selling land of like 70 million, 50 million. It's because they already know the kind of income class they are attracting, and they are providing the kind of facilities, the kind of amenities that suits and match that kind of income class. And it may not make any sense for you, because you look at it that, why would I spend 50 million to buy a plot when I can buy 10 plots with that same amount? Yeah, it's great. But again, the kind of appreciation that you're also going to get there, you won't get it just by buying that ordinary plot elsewhere too. And that's why Banana Island have continued going from 500k per square meter to 700k per square meter to 1 million naira per square meter, and it's not stopping. Banana Island will still continue getting more expensive as long as the Davidos, the Wizkid, the Cubanas, and the 0.5% of the 0.5% are still interested in buying properties there. Income class is also a very, very key criteria. So if you have a project and you really want to sell it very high, try to create facilities and amenities to target the high income class, and you can set any price to it. All right, now the third factor that determine property prices is demand and supply. And I've explained this before, that real estate is demand and supply. You have something people want, you set a price to it, and they are willing to pay because they want it. Now, the more there is a demand for what you have, the higher you can jack up the price, and that's what developers do. They have 50 units or 30 units of apartments in a place, and the people are buying. There's a rush. So that means there is a high demand for it. So they jack up their price because there is a high demand for it. If there is no demand for their property are being in the market for 1 month, 2 months, then they either keep the price as it is, or they find a promo. They find a way to do a promo or to do a discount so that the price can come down and people can rush. So it's demand and supply. And this also works on scarcity. So any property that you have that is scarce, like and that's why I always advise you hold. So a developer built a project, they have like 2 detached buildings, just 2 detached buildings, and then they have 10 semi-detached units and 20 terraces. Now, because the 2 detached buildings are scarce, it's only 2, they are going to jack up the price of that one, because it's not like the terraces, they have 20 units of terraces. It's not like the semi-detached, they have 10 units of semi-detached, but the detached is only 2. they will likely won't even want to sell that dash on off plan. They want to keep it so that they deliver the project and they can sell that fully detached as high as possible. And that is the same thing with waterfront properties too, because it's scarce. The scarcity also jack up the value. That is the same thing with commercial properties too, which are properties that are facing the road, direct road access, because it's scarce. People jack up the prices too. So if you can own properties that you know that not everybody have, not everybody owns, and you or your own units enjoy a form of scarce privilege, then you can jack up the price. Now, the second way demand and supply also works is limited availability. So we have 20 units of apartments. We started selling at 50 million. Then we sold 10. So we have 10 left. We increased the price to 60 million. Then we sold 5. We have 5 left. Then we increased the price to 65 million. Then we sold 3 and we have 2 left. I can increase the price of that 2 to 75 million because the availability is limited. It's only just 2 units. So, and then I'm seeing demand that people want this unit to, so I want to sell it to the highest bidder, 75 million. Someone tell me, oh, okay, I can pay 70 million. Oh, another person come, I can pay 72 million. I sell to the person that pays 72 million. You mean 1 unit. You get another person for the 75 million come, okay, I can pay 73 million, and I sell. So the person that's asking for 70 million won't see a unit. Limited availability. So the lesser the available units that I'm having, the higher I'm increasing the property. The same thing for land too. We have 10 acres there. We started selling at 3 million. 10 acres, let's say that maybe there are 60 plots. We sold like 20 plots. We increased the price to 4 million. We sold another 10 plots. We increased the price to 5 million. We have 5 plots left. I can increase it to 10 million. If you don't buy, leave it. But I only have 10 plots. And I want to like maximize my return and maximize the value I can make on that my 10 plots. Put it at 10 million. Is land. If I don't sell it now, I'll sell it next year. I'll sell it next 2 years. It's there. Appreciating. So limited availability too. And that's why you don't want to buy late. You don't want to come late, because the later you are coming or you are arriving to want to buy that property, the higher the prices is going to be. It's just a simple market. So in case you see a property price and you are like, oh, this is overpriced, this, if they put 400 million on a property, it's because there is an income class they are targeting. If you don't have 400 million, face the location at 40 million that you can buy that same property, or face the location that you can buy at 30 million. It's simple. So the 400 million match for the income class that it is targeted for. Now they show you a property for 40 million or 45 million. You come back again and they tell you, sorry, that property has become 60 million. Yes, it has become 60 million because demand and supply has happened. You did not act. Maybe when you came first, they had 10 units. When you are coming back again, they have 2 units. So why should they still sell the remaining 2 units at the same 40 million or 45 million? It's limited. Availability is limited. Simple as that. So these are the different factors. These are the different things that happen behind the scene for investors and developers to put a price tag or to put a value behind their properties. There are still places here in Lagos where you see land of 3 million or you see land of 6 million. When we show you the land, you say, it's wetland, oh, this one is swamp, oh, this one is bush, oh, this place there is no road, oh. Okay. Then we show you a place where there is road. We show you a place where they have sand field. We show you a place where they have put security, and we say pay 60 million. Because the income class we are targeting there is different, and demand and supply, we have added value. We have added value to that property, and whatever value that we have added to that property, we also want to get it back. Now, and the common, should I call it misunderstanding that a lot of people have about the Nigerian market is people assume that Nigerians don't have money, which is a lie. Our problem in this country is not that we don't have money. Our problem is that we spend our money on the wrong things. And that have been proven over and over and over again. That right from an average Nigerian to our government, which we even complain about a lot, we all have a bad spending habit. The same problem that our government have, we even the average Nigerians have it too. We spend our money on the minor things. We major on the minor things and minor on the major things. So if we tell someone that, oh, come and invest here, come and buy this property is for 2 million, come and invest there. The person will tell you, 2 million, I don't have 2 million, no, I want to do this, I want to do that, student will enter school, blah, 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 this is it, and that. But this same person will buy an Ashwebi of 200k. So the Ashwebi, go to the party and still go and spray money. Before you know it, you have spent like maybe 500 or 600k just on one event. And can have that event like maybe 4 or 5 in a year. You get the same 2 million that would have gone to an investment have simply been spent on attending parties. So it's not really that we don't have money maybe to buy real estate or to invest in real estate, but we rather put those money in other things that are not really major. That's just the truth. Look at people buying iPhones, look at people spending in clubs, look at people spending in lounge, look at people spending on human hair, and they don't have money. So these are the factors, basically. These are the factors that developers look at. These are the factors that investors look at when they are putting a price tag on their property. What's the purchasing value of money today compared to what I invested there? What is that money worth in the market today? What can it buy today? Then look at the income class. What are the category of people that are coming to these places? There are some places now that the rent is going up. Before, they used to rent maybe a 1 bed there, 200k. But now they are renting a 1 bed there, 550, 600k. Because they have looked at the kind of people that are attracted to that place. I feel like these people have money now, then why should we be collecting 200k? Let's go charge them 600k. And they are paying, they are renting it. I can say, oh, landlords are terrible people, investors are bad people, developers are bad people. It's all about income class. You have to look at people that are coming to that axis. Then demand and supply. I have a property that is very, very scarce, and other people want it because it's scarce. The kind of privilege they can enjoy with my property, they can't enjoy it with any other property in that axis. Then I jack up the value. As simple as that, because it's scarce. Every other person in the streets are built on their property, but me, I kept my land there. I fenced it, and I'm clearing it. So it's now scarce because people want property in that axis, but they don't like the houses they are seeing. They want to build, and my plot is the only available plot in the estate, or the only available plot in the streets. I would say at times 10 now, or times 4, because it's scarce. Limited availability. So what I have is not many again, and it's still in demand. I just have only 2 units or only 1 unit left. I want to sell, jack up the price, whatever value it is, because it's limited. It's not. I don't have it much, but if I have it much, I can sell. But I have it just limited. Then I want to sell at times 4 or times 5 of it. So these are the behind the scene factors, and even when you also want to put a price tag to your properties, these are also the factors that you also will be looking at too. So if you have a comment, you have something to add to these different factors that I've added here, then you can drop your comments. And what you have to understand is shelter is a basic need, but globally right now, based on the global human population, shelter now is almost like a privilege. Rent is becoming expensive every goddamn place, and it's just starting because our population globally is increasing, and we still have a limited land space. So as long as that is happening, the cost of real estate will continue going up. So anybody that can own real estate, no matter how small the piece of real estate can be, it may not look valuable today, but give it 10 years, give it 20 years, it will be good. That's a fact. So you can drop your review, you can drop your comments, you can let us hear your perspective and what you think about this, and then officially we are opening the floor for the debate. All right, so if you have also been enjoying our videos and you have not subscribed yet to our videos, this is also another opportunity. This is us humbly appealing again that we really want you to subscribe to our videos. don't want you to enjoy this content alone, subscribe, share our content, and if you feel like this good work, this good research, also give us a thumb like. Don't forget, give us a thumb like. We are also going to definitely appreciate that. So I still remain your number one property guy on the planet, your property advisor, property consultant, Rabi Mustafa. Thanks once again for watching our videos, and see you next time.